MBA Solutions. I am Manjunath, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Business Administration, VVC, Mysuru. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos on managerial economics and management and organizational behavior. In this video, let us discuss what are the factors influencing perception. Perception is a process where an individual analyzes and interprets and analyzes and interprets any data that is received by sense organs to give a meaning to the environment. And there are factors which influence perception. And those factors are broadly classified into three. Factors which belongs to perceivers, the person who is perceiving, factors which belong to situation, and factors which belong to the objects. Let us discuss one by one. Factors which belongs to or factors which is included in perceivers dimension is attitude. Attitude of the person who is perceiving any event, any sensory stimuli, that depends or that depicts how do he perceive. For example, if somebody likes dog and they always try to be with the dog, and somebody don't like dog, they perceive when dog comes, people who like dog, they behave in a different way. They perceive dog is a very good animal, very loyal animal. A person who does not like dog, who already have in his mind that dogs are very bad, so he does not like dog. And when he does not like dog, as soon as it comes, he behaves in a different way because he perceives dog is not a very good animal. That is attitude. Motives or objectives of the person impact perception or influence perception. If my objective of doing MBA is to get a certificate, then I perceive the process of MBA in a different way. If my motive or objective of doing MBA is to inculcate skills, then I perceive the activities, the events, the examination that happens in MBA in a different way. So like this, if the objectives keeps on changing, the way I analyze, interpret data and information keeps on changing. Interests plays a major role. I am interested in sports. So if I am interested in sports, then the way I perceive sports is different. I perceive it in a positive way. Whenever sports come, I try to collect all the information regarding sports. If I don't like sports or if I am not interested in sports, then I am least bothered what is happening in cricket, what is happening in football. So my perception towards sports will change. Most of the time I don't even receive those kind of information. That information will not reach my sensory receptors. So this is based on interest, perception change. Based on experience. So experienced people have experienced so many success and failure in their life, and this will impact their perception. This will impact how they analyze and interpret data. Person who is young, person who is 15, 16, the way they see life is different. A person at 50 sees life is different. A person who fails in PUC or in 12th, he feels very depressed because he is seeing maybe for the first time failure in his life. But if a person who has seen so many failures in life and now his age is 50, if now he fails in one or the other activity, the way he analyzes and interprets that particular situation is totally different because he has experienced, and how he uses that experience to analyze and interpret the situation, the information is totally different. Then expectations. So expectations also influence perception. We expect that the services should be given in a better way. If you go to a doctor, doctors should give appointment very soon. There should not be very long queue waiting time, and doctors should give us treatment, and within one day all our problems or health issues should get over. So in that way, if you expect, then you perceive, and when you go inside, as soon as you go inside, there's a big queue. Then you start thinking, analyzing, saying that this is a very big queue and this doctor is not at all good, or this doctor gives medicine, I don't know whether it works or not, or how much I have to wait. So, like this, when your expectation does not meet and that reality is different, you start perceiving things in a different way. So, this is how the factors of perceiver influence perception. Then, the factor which is based on situations which impact perception. The first one is time. If time is short, then the way you perceive is different. If time is more or time limit is more, then the way you perceive things is different. For example, if you start reading from the starting of the semester and at the end of the semester when exams come, you will be relaxed. Whatever information you have, you will try to organize it and interpret it, and you try to be relaxed. That can be visible in your behavior. So you start perceiving exam as a part or a level or a stage in the process. But if you have not studied and you're studying one day prior to the examination, then you start perceiving exam as very tough, very difficult, because you have very limited time to do that particular task. So based on situation and time that is available to handle that situation influence perception. Work setting talks about work environment, social settings talks about social environment. So your environment, people around you also influence your perception. People around you sometimes make you get angry. People around you sometimes make you get depressed. So that also influence the way you analyze and interpret information. And most of the time they influence you so much that sometimes you try to change your personality, attitude, behavior, everything. So because your perception initially has changed by their influence. Next, let us see how factors in the object influence perception. New objects, whenever you bring new mobile phones, your perception about new mobile phone changes. You try to see it, you try to come out with all the features, understand all the features. So when objects are new, the way you perceive, analyze and interpret that new object and you try to behave is totally different. If the pace or speed of the object is different, or if the speed also influence perception. For example, if I throw you a ball towards you, you have to analyze the speed of the ball so that you can catch the ball. So speed also influences the way you analyze that object's motion. Sound, what sound the object makes will also influence your perception. Sometimes you may not like certain sounds. If a person plays that sound, you analyze that as negative and you behave in a different way. Size of the object. If you see a small ant, then you don't get afraid of. If you see a big lion, you get afraid of. So size of the object, size of the animal. If you see a small stone coming towards you, you don't get afraid of. You try to catch the stone. If a big stone is coming towards you, then you run away. So size of the object also influences your perception. Background of the object, where the object has come from, proximity, that is nearness of the object, and similarity. If you see Motorola and Samsung phone, if both are same, you start perceiving that both are same because there is similarity. If the object is very nearby, then the way you perceive things are different. For example, if you see a hill from far place, hill seems to be very smooth, very fine. But if you go near the hill, then only you try to understand how many trees, how many big rocks the hill consists of. If you see from the far, it looks like very nice, very fine. If you come near to the hill, you start seeing that hill is consists of a lot of rocks, lot of trees, all this. And background of the object. So background of the object also influence, because previously you had very bad experience about that object. Now the same object comes, then you start perceiving that this object is negative, and the way you behave is totally different. So these are the factors which influence perception. Thank you very much for watching the video.